this our 2 days national workshop on empowering women in STEM. Now the question is, why empowering women in STEM? Why there is need of such a workshop? Different data resources and surveys, and according to the recent report by CSIR, they say that while India produces highest percentage of women STEM graduates in the world, which is 40%, but when we see the share of the women in STEM jobs, it is only 14%. Now this decline from the women graduates in the STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and then their share in the job market low is because it has been linked to a hypothetical term, which is leaky pipe. Now what is this leaky pipe? Leaky pipe means that the graduates do not land up having jobs because women face a lot of pressures due to the reasons such as marriage, childcare, childbirth, lack of family support, gender discriminatory policies, and gender blind institutional structures. And this has been often treated as a tragic. In 2016 to 17, Niti Aayog report says that loss of trained female scientists from the scientific manpower in India is because more women scientists want age relaxation in eligibility criteria during recruitment and extension of institutional provisions and institutional support, like hosting, transport, medical help, and regarding various financial support in terms of funding. Basically in India, the problem is not about the number of graduates who are taking up the STEM careers. For example, recent AISHE report shows that there has been significant increase in the number of women students taking up STEM. But the issue is not about the women students taking up the STEM. It's about their career in the STEM, because they are not able to develop their career in the STEM. Reason being, as I said, there is a dual responsibility syndrome, which is woman has to juggle between domestic responsibilities, which dictates her professional responsibilities, and vice versa. Professional responsibilities dictate, and she has to juggle with all this and struggle with this. Paucity of women in STEM is not merely due to the skill and inadequacy, but as a result of assigned stereotypical gender roles which women has to face. The true story lies in the intricate tapestry woven with the societal expectations that women that are associated with women, family pressures, and limited resources. I'm sure many of the scholars and faculties from the colleges, they will agree with me that for many young girls, marriage timeline clashes with research aspirations. The students, when they come out of their PhD, they are ready for the marriage. And they have to choose between the two, and they have to make these agonizing choices. In rural areas, financial constraints, lack of awareness act as formidable roadblocks which silences countless potential roadblocks. Government has risen to all this, and we have government and various institutes have facilitated in many ways women scientists in STEM. For example, there are women-centric fellowships, women-centric grants are there. More and more women are now being given administrative roles. They are put up in different committees, but the path is yet long, and it is very long. We need to foster an inclusive space. Government, research, and academic institutes now need to gear up for this leaky pipe. Women-oriented fellowships, relaxation while recruitment, and role in decision making is very critical, and steps are being taken in this regard. This workshop is a step to raise awareness about opportunities that women can have in STEM fields and how they can cope up with professional and personal responsibilities. We have talks by Professor Suman Kundu, we have talk by Professor Madhu Dikshit, who will be talking about all this, and we have a very good line of speakers, engineers, scientists, doctors, and we have also flash talks by young scientists and post presentations by undergraduate and postgraduate students. So I welcome you all to this workshop and hope that these 2 days will be fruitful and meaningful. And when we end up this workshop, we have a panel discussion, and I'm sure out of the panel discussion we will come up with some points which we can share with our university and other institutes and funding agencies. Thank you so much for being here.
Delighted to be here this morning. My field of interest, empowering women. I have myself worked for a long time throughout my country. Sometimes, I used to travel, continuously for 10, 15 days from this university in capacity building of women in higher education, and has helped me in personally a lot. So I congratulate Dr. Rifat John and her team for this, and very thankful to DST and J&K government for funding this very important 2 days workshop. And such workshops do help. I am happy to see good number of girls present here. At the outset, around 40% of women are enrolled in STEM field in our country. Of course, she gave the statistical figures, and I think Lusab also gave the statistical figures, that all of them don't come up, for taking up the jobs. This is the age of technology, and this is the age of competition. Rules and regulations are there. Now women themselves have to prepare themselves for the competition, and I don't have any doubt that if a woman has all the eligibility to come into the competition, that no one can debar her to take up or to come into the system, because our rules and regulations are so stringent now that it's equal for males and it's equal for females also. Just see the CAS scheme of our University Grants Commission. Everybody has a chance to move. If a female teacher has her credentials, no one can debar her to move forward. So similarly, there are many other schemes where the woman has a chance to move forward, and we as women have to take advantage of that and see how we can move forward. But when you are in the system, definitely we have to see how we carry ourselves as a woman. I do agree with Dr. Rifat that there will be all eyes on a woman when she has to perform. That's very true, because the mindset still in our patriarchal society is like that. For a male, if he does any mistake, I'm sure nobody will be bothered. But if it's a female, definitely there'll be a gossip around, this thing is not correct or whatever it is. But I'm so happy that we have a very congenial sort of an ambience in our own university. Myself, I have been encouraged, and I have been mentored by so many male colleagues of mine in my ladder to move forward, because I think they found some spark in me which I could take advantage of that and moved forward. And when we come to women in the STEM field, number of females securing PhD degrees has gone up by 107% in the last 10 years. So this shows, by the dent of their hard work, female are moving in the research also. And there are statistical figures where in STEM, even in the mathematics field, I think the example is our own university. We have good number of female scholars in our mathematics department, good number of female scholars in our master's program. Earlier it was, when I joined, I couldn't find any female student in the mathematics department. That was around 3 decades back. So the time has changed, but again, we need to encourage our girls to take up the STEM subjects, and not only take up the STEM subjects, mentor them and see how they can move upward in the ladder, and definitely the enrollment in STEM subjects of female has increased in our own valley also, and increased in our own university. For the information who have joined us from other parts of the country, we have around 55 to 58% of female students who get admission in the university yearly in semester 1, and it's again by the because of their hard work, because of their the merit, they are admitted in our university. And I'm sure that as the women move upward in their professional career, things will be different. See why we need also women workforce in different institutions, because in the earlier times very less girls used to move for higher education, but now, as I said, around 58% women girl students are now taking admission in the university. Definitely, for various reasons we need our female workforce also, because sometimes a male colleague of ours may not think in a way the way we think for our female students. So of course, those things have to be in place. And rest, our university has a very safe environment, has a very encouraging environment for our female students, and believe me, they are doing so well. This is for our outside guests. Our females are really excelling in all the fields, so are our boys. And definitely we have different programs for them in order to build up their capacity. And Rifat was mentioning that women have various personal problems sometimes where they cannot move forward. Definitely it is so my request to all my female scholars over here is try your best to pursue your degree, whether it's research, whether it's PG, on time, because when you do things in time, it gives you credit. Time is very important, time management is very important. This is my advice to everyone. And whether it's a male or it's female, if you move outside our own country, you can see in West, equal type of work boys also do at home and females also do at home. It's here only that we say females have issue. Otherwise, when we go into the West, 6 o'clock, mother will leave her 3 months old child in a daycare, and that child is looked after by the educators in a daycare, because the lifestyle over there is like that. Here the lifestyle is quite different. That's why we say the females have various issues. But if we go into the West, issues they turn into opportunities, and they have to work. There's no other alternative. Both males and females have to work. So this was one of the example. But I'm so happy that in our own university I have seen how things have moved smoothly, whether it's our female faculty, whether it's our research scholars, or whether it's our PG students, what types of facilities are being provided in the university now and the earlier also. And of course, it's a joint effort of our all male as well as female colleagues, joint effort of our students, males and females also, to have this type of congenial atmosphere in our university. I do look forward that not only Rifat but other colleagues of ours also conduct such types of workshops where we empower our female students, and empower in the sense make them aware that this scheme is there for them, that scheme is there for them. This project they can get. There's a different funding agency, because these are also important. There's so much of funding available for female teachers to get grants and have different projects, provided they make little effort to apply. And I don't think so there's any issue to get any type of funding for any project, and definitely it will strengthen the profile of the university and make our more women aware of various activities and programs.
There has been a number of studies, and I have consulted one of the reports from UNESCO, which states that women make up only 34% of the workforce in science, technology, engineering, and maths, what is abbreviated as STEM, and men vastly outnumber women majorly in most STEM fields in college. The gender gaps are particularly high in some of fast-growing and highest-paid jobs of the future, like computer science and engineering. As per US Bureau of Labor statistics, 46% of the women are biological scientists, 46.4% chemists and material scientists, 25.2% are in computer and mathematical occupations, and only 16.5% engineers and architects. The question is why there are few women in STEM. As per a report by UNESCO, there is evidence that social and environmental factors contribute to the underrepresentation of women in science and engineering. The report demonstrates the effects of societal beliefs and the environment on girls' achievements and interests in science and maths. One finding shows that when teachers and parents tell girls that their intelligence can expand with experience and learning, girls do better on maths tests and are more likely to say they want to continue to study maths in future. That is, believing in the potential of intellectual growth improves outcomes. This is true of all students, but is particularly helpful for girls in mathematics, where negative stereotypes persist about their abilities. By creating a growth mindset environment, teachers and parents can encourage girls' achievement and interest. The foundation for a STEM career is laid early in life, but scientists and engineers are made in colleges and universities. Key factors for perpetuating gender STEM gaps are, there are a number of studies for that, and one of the important factors is gender stereotypes. They say that STEM fields are often viewed as masculine, and teachers and parents often underestimate girls' math ability starting as early as professional. Then there are fewer role models to improve their interest in these fields. Then the other factor is math anxiety. Teachers who are predominantly women often have math anxiety. They pass on to girls, and they often grade girls harder for the same work and assume girls need to work harder to achieve the same level as boys. The STEM gap can be narrowed by giving girls and women the skills and confidence to succeed in math and science, improve STEM education, and support the girls' work to attract, recruit, and retain women in STEM majors and fields in colleges and universities.
It's a real pleasure to be speaking on a topic which I've never done before. As you know, anything that you do first time brings some amount of anxiety and nervousness, and I'm suffering from that right now. But it's something that I believe in personally, and I have thought about it more in actions than in putting deep analysis, deep thought at what needs to be done. Rifat asked me to do it, and I thought it's a wonderful opportunity for me to present some ideas, some thought processes, and over some time develop this so that as an administrator I can make a difference. Initially, I also did not know that what do I talk about, especially being a male administrator and a male scientist, but it's also important for us to participate in the dialogue, in the deliberations, and see what best can be achieved. When I started working on it, on the prompt by Dr. Rifat, I tried to search for a definition. Whenever you learn something new, you look for a definition. I searched, these days we search in Google. I searched a lot, and this is the best that I came across. And if you read it, it kind of encompasses everything I wish to say, and maybe one slide is sufficient for what we need to say. Empowerment is an active, multidimensional process. It's not easy, it's very complex. It's a multidimensional process which should enable women to realize their full identity, which is important. We have to do it, and powers in all spheres of life, As Professor Khan has also spoken about, Dr. Rifat has turned about, there's no dearth of talent. It's not that females are behind males in terms of intellect, in terms of understanding, in terms of capabilities, but sometimes the way the ecosystem works, they are not confident enough to go and express themselves and achieve what can be achieved. So they need to understand, we need to help them facilitate so that they fully realize their potential and their identities. It would consist of greater access to knowledge and resources, greater autonomy in decision making, greater ability to plan their lives, and have greater control over the circumstances that influence their lives and free them from shackles imposed on them by custom, belief, and practice. And I'll illustrate this, with a couple of slides later. Now, what is more important, and that's what we are speaking about, is empowerment of women in STEM.